Hello everyone and welcome to a reading wrap-up for a readathon that took place in November. This one is the November Reading Rainbow Chain. This is hosted by Bridge4 Books over on Discord. I will link the Discord channel in the description box. And I don't know if the Reading Rainbow Chain will continue into 2025 or not. I have not heard anything or seen anything yet, but this was fun. So the goal is each book has to connect to the one previous. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. There were a total of 5 prompts. Prompt number 1 was to read a book by an indie author, so an independently published or self-published. For this one, I went with the Blandford Fly. Sorry for the lighting, the sun is just rising and coming in. So, the Blandford Fly and Other Tales by D.N. Moore. This was 171 pages. I gave this 3 stars. There's 4 short stories. There's some that I enjoyed more than others. It's classified as a horror, so I was expecting more horror, but I would say it's more literary. So I was a little disappointed as far as that goes, but that's my own personal opinion. Someone else may say, yeah, no, it definitely is a horror, but I personally don't think so. But yeah, so it was good. And yeah. I'm trying to think. There's really nothing else I can say. It's just a collection of short stories. So just 4 short stories. 3 stars, 171 pages. So yeah. Okay. Moving on. So prompt number 2 is it has to have a word in the title that rhymes with a word in book number 1. So I went with No Place to Hide, co-authored by Harper, Ashley, and Wren Hawthorn. The Blandford Fly, hide. Fly and hide. That's the closest I can get. So that's what I went with. And this was 112 pages. This is a erotic, I would definitely say, horror. Well, not really horror, just a very dark romance. Very dark. In this one, the female character is a patron of the circus. The male works there. He's in charge of the fun house of this day that she shows up. It takes place over Halloween. There's a spark between them, and the story is basically them going and having sex as the circus closes and throughout the whole night until sunrise, just having a bunch of sex. You have BDSM, and the point is the sex. It's just full of sex. Okay? I mean, that's what it is. You do find out some secrets that he has. She's starting to realize there's certain things that she likes that she doesn't think that she should because of how she grew up. And so she's questioning some things and realizing some things about herself. And it just goes from there. So you do have... He does... I mean, it is dark. He gets very rough with, like... 1, the sex is rough. But 2, also with this talking, like saying you're a slut, you're a whore, you're all of this. But it's a part of this role-playing that they're doing. So yeah, but I ended up giving it 4 stars, and it was 112 pages. Okay, prompt number 3 is it has to be the same publisher as the prompt 1 for book number 2. So this was self-published, and that's what I went with. And I went with another self-published or indie published. I read book number 2 in this duet, which was Carnival Creeps by Aiden Pierce. I gave it 4 stars, 289 pages. Another circus dark romance. This one you have a lot of demon type people, some that when they're on the upside, aka Earth, they're in their human form, but they can transform into their demonic side, whether it's some kind of a weird creature or dragons and other things. You have one that's the devil, and things like that. So it was fun. Again, erotic. The point is the sex, but this one there is much more character development than the one previous that I mentioned. So there is a lot more character development as we were following Meg, aka Megara, who is a succubi, who is a female sex demon, but she is a half succubi or succubus. And again, it's still learning about herself and what she likes and why fear turns her on sexually, makes her aroused, things like that. But yeah, honestly, it was actually kind of fun. So, and I enjoyed book number 2 more than book number 1. So, yeah, 4 stars, 289 pages. Prompt number 4 has to be the same POV as book number 3. Well, this one was told in first person, and so I went with a book told in first person. I went with a short story. I went with The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. I gave this one 4 stars. 124 pages. There was something that happened at the end that I was not expecting, and I loved the dark gothic-y type feelings, atmosphere of this. Yeah. You have a new governess, and she's trying to help these children, and there's hints of seeing dead people, and just goes from there. That's pretty much all I can say. Yeah. It was good. I enjoyed it. So, okay. And then the final prompt is it has to have the same or a similar item as to the previous one. So this one, as you can see, there's a tree, there's a fence. Well, you can't really see the fence, but there's a tree and there's a house. Okay. Well, I went with there's trees and houses. So I went with The Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates for the final prompt. I gave this one 5 stars. Was not expecting the ending. I thought I had it figured out. I was like, okay, yeah, you know, and I was enjoying it. It was sitting at about a 4-star, but that ending made it go to a 5-star for me. This was 341 pages and very much an isolated setting. You have this couple that they get separated from their tour group. It starts to snow because they're going into the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains. Starts to snow. They get this boyfriend-girlfriend get separated from their tour bus because there's a tree that's fallen and they have to take care of stuff. And then they get separated from each other, and then the story goes from there. She ends up finding her way to this cabin. She's wondering where her boyfriend is, and people start dying, and it is gory. So, yeah. It was great. I loved it. I am a big fan of Darcy Coates now. This is the second book by Darcy Coates that I have read. This one I liked more than the first one that I read. The first one was more paranormal, which I love the paranormal stuff. But this one, what I liked about this one is I can definitely see something like this happening in real life because the monster in this is a human monster. And you're being hunted by a human, and yet you don't know who it is because of how they act. Pretty normal. So and they fit in with the rest of the group, and you're trying to figure out who in this group is a murderer. I can definitely see something like that happening. Heck, you've got serial killers in real life that people don't suspect they're serial killers because they just blend in and they're charismatic, and people don't suspect it until they're revealed. And then it's like, oh, okay, really? Didn't expect it. Or there's a pretty few quirky things, but nothing that you would say was a big red flag, you know, because of this persona that they put on. So anyway, 5 stars, love it. I will definitely be checking out more of that author's work. Okay, so that's 5 prompts and a total of, how many stars? Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20 stars. Divided by 5 books, that's a 4-star average. That is a great reading month. Total amount of pages, that's 1,037 pages read for this particular readathon. Divided by the 5 books, that works out to be 207.4 pages per book. So that is it. Let me know, did you participate in the Reading Rainbow Chain hosted by Bridgeford Books on Discord? And for all of these prompts, is there a book that stands out to you that you would have, well, what book would you have started this with? Like for an indie author, what book would you have started out with if you had participated in this? Definitely let me know. And have you read from any of these books or any of these authors? Definitely let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.